A family says a cemetery in Cleveland is increasing the price to bury their loved one. Good evening. I'm Kim Chapman-Whitfield. Robin Boyling's mother-in-law said her final wish was to be buried next to her late husband at Sunset Memorial Gardens, but now her burial could cost up to $5,000. Fox Chattanooga's Ray Collado spoke with Boyling and her family about the issue and what this means to them.
To deny someone their last wishes is just a deplorable thing to do to another human being. And you're dealing with people in a vulnerable state. We never said that we weren't going to pay it. We were questioning the validity of why it was being so much money in comparison to what other cemeteries are charging.
Robin Boyling says her mother-in-law paid to be buried next to her late husband, purchasing a plot next to him decades ago at the Sunset Memorial Gardens. Boyling says now the plan may be in jeopardy. She says the funeral home now wants to charge her up to $5,000 to open and close the grave.
We were left feeling bewildered on what we're doing in moving forward with laying Reba to rest. We're left in a limbo state. And on where we were going to be moving forward.
We reached out to Tennessee's Funeral Cemetery Board about the Boylings' concern that they're being overcharged. The board tells us while they're aware of the complaint made against Sunset Memorial Gardens, there is no state statute or their own rules that grant them the authority to regulate what cemeteries charge.
Average cost in Chattanooga for cemetery property is going to vary depending on what cemetery you're talking about. So to be fair to all the cemeteries, that's going to vary greatly depending on which cemetery they call.
According to Dignity Memorial, opening and closing fees for traditional burials can typically range anywhere from $1,500 to $2,300. However, Lane Funeral Home's Barry Miller says higher-end plots could more than double that cost.
They could spend $5,000 to $6,000 depending on, but that's on the upper end depending on what they wanted. That's not average and that's not normal.
Boyling describes this situation as bittersweet, but says the family still plans to lay Reba to rest next to her husband.
We are, going to proceed with fulfilling her wishes.
In Cleveland, Ray Collado, Fox Chattanooga.
Now, we reached out to the owner of Sunset Memorial Gardens, Andrew Lawrence, yesterday, and he tells us he had no comment on the situation. We also reached out to him today, but we did not get a response.